Hello, this is how to create an engineering drawing or model from a 2D based drawing which is quite cluttered and not to the correct BS8888 standard. So just going to show you our model. So this is our model, which is a component off of a vice system. Particular component bolts using 3 fasteners on a 30-degree angle onto a secondary system, and then has a threaded hole through the top for a handle and screw. So this particular component hasn't been laid out within the best way. So essentially this component here is the front view. Okay, this component here is the top view, and this component here is the side view looking at this way. So essentially what we should have is a front section here, a side section there, and a top section looking down. So this particular view should be in line like so. So we should have our top, our front, and then our side. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this drawing, which is not correctly laid out, into our next component. So to make my life easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw all of the necessary information where I need it. So first stage is I'm going to focus on the top and the front. So quite simply, all I'm going to do is draw a square to simulate my top, just really basic drawing. Here. So there's the top. I'm just going to draw my front view now. Like so, and now I'm just going to draw my side view. Very straightforward. In a second, I'm just going to jot down all the key bits of information so I can start the next process. So what we know is that here to here is 35, so we know we've got that dimension. We know that here to here is 20.65, so with that dimension there. We know that there to there is 24, and there to down there is 24. The centre of my hole is 12.65. Okay, we know that that component there is 35 as well. So this component here is 10, which actually relates to this component here, so this part is also 10, and that makes that part 10, and the middle bit is 15. We know that this part here is 25.5, and the overall height is 50. We have to be careful of in this drawing is when you zoom in, it's like this 24 here, and that line there is actually 0.5 mil gap between the two. So 25 is and then 24 obviously only make 49.9. So okay, so we've got those dimensions there. Just going to go back, just going to look at this additional side view here. So we know that the whole here is an M12 1.75. So essentially that's C. There it is going to be M12 by 1.75, and the whole inner is going to be 10.2. Because that's the size for an M12 for the drill size. We know that from the left hand edge to the centre, 17.5. The top down is going to be 12.5. So we have those two and the thread. Okay, last one is we know that is all on a 30-degree line there, which we're happy with. This point to this point is 25. Okay, and then we obviously have M8 times 1.25. And then we have CSK11 to Celtic 11, and then a 6 diameter in the centre, so we're happy with that. Okay, so that's our drawing complete. So obviously I've split it all onto TVs, but hopefully that should aid my drawing skills a lot easier now. So all I'm going to do is load up AutoCAD. Okay, so I've opened up my template in AutoCAD 2020, which has my title block and my page set up in A3, title block and page set up in A4, and also have all of my layers as well. So if you haven't done that already, you can have a look at one of the other videos which shows you on how to set up AutoCAD. So just recapping, we're changing this drawing here. Okay, I've made some notes with my drawing as well, how to get it into the correct format. So first thing I need to do is I'm going to use the rectangle command, and I'm just going to put in from my date of 00, my page size of A3, so I can stay within the correct zone while I do my templates and my output of my drawing later. So again, using the construction line, holding shift to lock to the 90-degree axis, I'm going to make my construction setup. Now I'm going to use the offset command to then start offsetting my views. So we know that our component is 35 wide by 35 long by 50 high. So it is a cube, 35 on either side, 50 high. So I'm going to start 35, which will be the top. So that's my top view now, my top square. I'm going to offset 50 mil to start my front view, and also remember that's 50 mil high, 50 mil across, and then the last one is going to be 35 just to finish my view. So now it needs 3 squares here: square 1, square 2, and square 3. That's my top view, my front view, and my side view. So I'm going to start by replicating my front view now, because it's got all of the features I need to replicate my top view, and this helps me start my side view. So some of the key dimensions are the whole is 17.5 from the left hand side or the right hand side on the front view, 12.5 from the top. So that's going to be my first offsets, 17.5 mil. Okay, you can go left or right because obviously it's in the centre. 12.5 from the top. That would generate my first slot for my hole. So we know it has to be 12, and we know our inner has to be 10.2 for the drill size from 12. Now you might think, while I've drawn this in red, I should have drawn this in my drawing layer, so I'm just going to change them both outward to my drawing layer. You notice on the drawing as well that this circle here is actually a C. So if I come in and have a look here, it's actually a green C. I can write that really easy by just using the trim command, selecting my trim offset and just removing my component. You have to select the perpendicular or the intersection points on AutoCAD 2020 or older. On 2021 it picks these up automatically, so you don't have to select those features. But there's my first part. Next I'm going to think about now doing this particular geometry here, which actually comes from this 10 here. So it's 10 across by 10 down, which then leaves me with 11 here. So I'm going to put those features in. So 10 across and 10 down. So now I'm going to put those features in first. Like so. You can start to see where that's going to replicate now. Now, from last time we knew that was offset 11. So we're going to offset 11 to generate this top flat, and then we know from this point down is then going to be 10. Like so. So again, I can start to put in my like so. And the last one is I can obviously then just close it off by drawing 4 lines. Like so. Last offset we can do on the front is that we need to know that this particular component from here is missing 20.65. So I'm going to take that away from this edge inwards, which is that line there. Now I need to remember that line, so I'm just going to quickly change its colour to yellow so I don't forget. I need to know the height. Now the height's important because everyone thinks that this 24 is this black line. It's not. It's this dimension here, 25.5. Again, just so I don't lose it, I'm just going to quickly change that back to yellow. I'm going to travel up the yellow line, all the way back to red. That's my particular component now. Complete, so I can change them back to my red by layer. So far we've now completed our front view, our top view. Now we just need to put these, finish off the side view and put in the hidden detail. So we know it's 35 by 50 again. So next we need to do is put this 24 by 24 in. So it's 24 from the left, 24 from the top, which is quite close to that feature there. And again, just to make my life easier, just be careful. Choose yellow to make it stand out. Make sure you keep using the zoom in and out function on your mouse. Like so. Next we can sort out our holes. So we've got 20.65, 12.65, and we're going to slap bang in the centre, so 17 and a half. So really change my yellow lines back to red so I can now pick up these two lines nice and clearly. So first off, we've got an M8, so our first hole will be 8mm. our second hole will be 7.1, which is that's a radius. C for circle, D for diameter. D for diameter, 7.1 is the drill size. Trim out that C for the thread, like so. Now we need to offset 25. Now what you can do here is you can obviously do 12.5 either side of the yellow line, like so. So now have our center point, or you could have done another circle. Like so, so you can actually put it on a circle. It's entirely up to your choice on how you want to make these spots. So another circle, D11. So radius of 5.5. And the internal ones are 6, radius of 3. Like so. Now you notice that actually they're offset here. So we've got 6 on the outer, 6 meters, sorry, 11 on the outer. It's offset by 30 degrees. Remember, I'm looking at this view here, not the left view, so I need to make sure I rotate it the right way. Just going to rotate. Choose all my circles. Don't move the middle one because that's correct. Choose my center point for the orientation and choose -30. Spin it around. Now change these to all hidden, which I can now make. So I'm going to go into my layer properties, make a hidden layer. So I'm going to choose the hidden command or hidden line type as well. So my outer circle, my thread start, and my last circle here will be hidden, like so. Okay, so the last thing to do now is map across this thread here. So from that center to the outside of the frame is obviously 6. So the top and the bottom, and then the internal 10.2 will be 5.1. So as you can now see, when I go to my hidden feature, mapping very, very closely. This is my top of my thread on my hole and the bottom of my thread on my hole. Likewise the same again here. You can offset 4 to hit the 8. You can offset 3.55 for the 7.1, which is there. So now I can put in those hidden lines just over the top. Remember using my space bar as a quick reload command. Like so, that's my first one done. Now I need to do my second one. So this is where it gets slightly more difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly make another column 2. I'm going to completely change the colour of this to a green colour. I'm going to turn my instruction layout off. Now what I'm going to do is I can latch on Should do like .2. I'm literally just going to latch over my points. So I'm just going to make sure my snap's turned on, put quadrant on as well. So as you can see, they're quite close. So instead of me having to recreate them, I'm just going to trim them down. Trim 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6, there we go. Just trim off the edge and I have my lines correctly in the right place now. Convert them into my hidden, like so. I can now shorten down these ones as well. And then turn my construction 2 back on because I seem to miss the line. Okay, like so. So far that's my first and second one done. Now I'm going to do the same with the third. Keep using those latch points. Trim. Obviously, if you're using AutoCAD 2021, it's a slightly easier process than what it is on 2020 and all the older versions because you don't have to do this selection anymore, which is good. So there we go, there's our lines all hidden up. Now if you look at the detail here, you know that actually you've got the tap and the countersink are also in as well. So rather than having the whole lines through, so now all we need to do is just put our countersinks in. Offset 2.5 as a countersink size. So all I need to do now is hit the start to the inside. Measure. Now all the lines have got quite complicated, so if I just measure 11 up. Which is that one. In terms of the 6, I know that now it's going to go from there to there. Now I can delete those lines. I've got my start. I can trim or just simply de-stretch. Like so. Just going to do the same again at the top. Click that one, measure 11 down. the thread is literally coming straight through the cross section there. Like so. Happy with that, so let's just get rid of those linear dimensions. There we go, that is now the same view once I just remove these lines here. Same view as what I've got here, which is good. Now I have that view there as well. Just have to, now I can now map the top view in. Use the offset line. So again, I can now go back to my instruction line, turn it back on. The centre's there, which would be 12 down. So centre diameter. Like so, and I can map the rest of the view in. So this one's quite easy. I can latch onto the quadrant to the snap point either side. Like so. Now I just got to put my other features in, so I can just offset the 20.6. I'm just going to change to yellow so it's more easier to see. So because the size doesn't actually change, I can just use the copy function. And now bring that up to my top view. Once I know where it is. So what I'm going to do is line up a point where I know exactly where it is, which should be that bottom corner because that's there. Like so. Now it is just slightly longer, so what I'm going to do is just move that one up. Just move that one out. I'm just going to quickly measure where they intersect now. So the edge. So 1.2 gap both sides of the 1.17. Yeah, so 1.17. So I'm just going to quickly move these guys. 7. So I've created a little snap point line, which I can select the base. One 7, which is there. We can do the same on the top. Just do a nice line 1.17 coming down. And just move those guys down. So this bit's a bit fiddly, but it's a bit of patience and you can get everything working correctly. Okay, now is the last one. Obviously, we know that's slapping in the center, 7.5. It should be that middle line there. So, going to use that one in. Okay, now you can sort of say, oh, actually, I need a better line in just to get the middle section. It should be there. Like so. Okay, and last one we need to do is put a hidden line over the yellow just to simulate that's the end of that feature. Like so. So there is our component nicely laid out. Now we can come along and put some dimensions on. So I like to offset mine with a 10, just looks quite nice. So offset by 10. So when you get a dimension like that, make sure you can come down the other way to make it latch on. Remembering that one there to that one there is 24. Again, it's just a moment to latch it on. Vice versa, so it comes 24 comes off on the correct side. Just that again. Second click, 10 offset nicely. Now what you can do is drag that one back. Then you can drag that one back to get a nicer view and a nicer finish. Obviously map the centre of your hole, like so. By latching onto the snap point, sometimes you might have to actually pull it, and you can move the snap point later. So one like that, you think, oh, I need it angled because I'm on the linear function. If you come down, drop it down, use the align function. You can put something in like so. put the angle in. So again, like so. You can see that's the angle, and then the last thing to do is we don't have a call out or anything, so we can just say 2 times CSK. Diameter sign 11. Use the same leader line again. 2 times symbol diameter 6. Close. That's that feature there done. Another leader for this one. It's 5, and we can move it around if it doesn't quite fit. Like so. Again, just going to be just snap points around just so it looks a lot neater. So we've got 35, 35 up here, just say. So nice and simple, 35, 35. Just to make it easier for the guys in the workshop, I'm just going to say this one's 11. 17 points times 5. We've got angle 25 in between, 2 lots, which is fine, and 12. Just need to put the whole sizes in. So just make sure everything lines up quite nice. Now you can kind of see now they've got a bit of an interference, so you could sort of drop that down just to make it a bit more clearer. Or you could actually put that further up, which I might do. I might just say I could come in and actually say I don't need those lines. Like so. So we have our dimensions. And now we can output the drawing. So I'm in my view, double click just to move into my view a bit better. Come back to the model, I can get rid of my rectangle now. Come down to my zoom. I'm going to try 2 to 1. Not quite, I don't think. Have to build a custom one, so I'm going to do to add a new one, 1.12. So 5. Okay, just remember this one. So I got one bit D5 to 1, which is fine. Then I come in for all my scale as well, so I come into double click my loops at 1.25. T5 to 1. Fill out all of the rest of it. So go and type, just put this is a vice block for block capitals. Coming in put in today's date, 16th of 11th, 2020. Final approved, blank, created. It's me. Document type. Part. VB001. And there we go, there's my title block quickly created. Accept that. Now I can come in, do a print. Just want to do a single sheet. Come into my PDF. Paper size and do a window layout. Like so, center plot. 1:1 landscape. Just do a quick preview. Seems to be all fine. Hit the print. VB001. Okay, now I've loaded up my published PDF, which is fine. Now I come into my folder, so save it in my downloads. So rotate. So there is my final view. I could sort of actually change the colour of the kind of green to black to make it a bit easier to understand. But essentially that's how you change a drawing which is very much cluttered and mixed into a drawing fit for BS 8888. Thanks for watching.